Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Zod. Anyways, man, basically I'm outside because it's hot as hell in the house, but you know, I've been getting a lot of different requests for collaborations, and I've been getting a lot of you know, input from people asking me if I would collab with certain individuals, and at this point in time, well, nah, just basically it's never gonna happen. If for the simple fact that I just don't enjoy their get down, I don't watch their channels like that, and when I did pay attention to some of it, it was one of those things that really didn't make no sense to me. Like you got these cats on YouTube, and it's understandable, you know what I mean? You have to, you know, if you're that type of channel, you report on certain things, but these dudes are not even, you know, they're not even trying to sugarcoat nothing. They're not trying to, they're just all out giving up information, and not just giving up information, they just get into too much detail. It's like when somebody is convicted of a crime, then it's already done. So your reporting on it is really nothing if you want to be that particular channel. But for a cat to be on the run or possibly facing this, for you to go out and just start pointing out like you actually live in this city, is just something I just, you know, I try to stay away from. And those are the type of cats that individuals want me to collab with. And there's some that are like got big on YouTube, but at the end of the day, they just make no sense. It's like when you're a gangster, you're a gangster, you know what I mean? It don't matter how old you get or when you're banging ends. There's just certain things that we just don't do, and a lot of these cats are just out here on the internet just readily giving up information as if it's just something to do, you know what I mean? And these dudes are supposed rioters in prison. You know, they got one cat, man, actually it's a couple of cats. I think they're like on the other side of the US. They're like somewhere near the East Coast, you know what I mean? And cats like, oh yeah, you should collab with this dude. And at first I paid attention because I was like, oh yeah, this dude came up, you know, channel went from here to there. Then I see these motherfuckers trying to line up fades with snitches and shit like this, or want to fight PCs and child molesters. Understand this, man. If you really a gangster and you want to be active like that, there is no fighting a PC, there is no fighting a child molester, there is no fighting a snitch. They all get one thing, and that's hard candy. And if you ain't willing to go out there and give them the hard candy, is basically one of those things that you just keep your mouth shut. But these cats be readily they won't fight nobody else, but you know, it's crazy. It's like they'll tell all these stories about prison and how fools getting blasted, and you know, you had channels even showing how to make shanks. That's some lame shit. Them cats should be classified as PCs, but you got these cats that be trying to fight other dudes. One dude said that all the prison genre channels are garbage, and basically then you see a fucking post where this dude is trying to give a child molester or a rapist, you know what I mean, a key to his city, which he can't have. And a lot of people try to compare me to other channels and be like, oh, this dude is like you because he's white and he does this. I don't give a fuck about none of them fools. At the end of the day, real shit, if you ain't double S, you don't mean shit to me anyway, you know what I mean? And unless I fuck with you, or it's like, you know, back in the days, it's like you got these other channels, they be like, oh, this dude's a blood, and didn't you say that, you know, at one time you wanted to be a look, I'm gonna be brutally honest. No disrespect to no cats from anywhere else, but out here, when I was coming up to be a blood, you had to really be with the business, because if you wasn't, you was getting ran over. The Chris is just enormous. So you see a cat in red, it was like you knew what time. If you sported red in the 80s and the 90s, you knew what time it was. It was like you really had to be with that smoke, or you was getting marked out or getting beat up. It's the same like the dudes that were in the blood mods in the county before they, you know, it's crazy, you know what I mean? But now they got all these dudes on the internet that just, you know, it's easy to be a blood in a crib now. To be honest, back in the days, it was just extremely hard, and you had to really be with it. To be honest, you know what I mean, even though it's double S, I got family that are busted, Damus and Chris, that just really with the function, and some of them are stretched out and they never getting out, and some of them might be coming home by the grace of God. But I say all this to say this, for the cats that keep asking me to collab with these individuals, it ain't never gonna happen, dog. I don't give a fuck if they was double S. If we don't run the same program, I'm not, you know what I mean? There's some double S channels out there that I like, but it's because they keep a stitched lip, and they may be from other states, but they keep a stitched lip. When you start slipping into that shit where you telling where motherfuckers supposedly hiding and they ain't even got crack yet, you're basically another PC channel. And that's something that shouldn't be tolerated. Now, when people try to put me in the prison genre, I say I'm not in it. I'm all over the place. I do reaction. I got another channel, Zombie Trife. I don't really react on that no more, but I do all types of shit. I do music. I do what I want, and don't really like getting put in these categories, because at the end of the day, a lot of these cats are at each other's throats, but ain't busting no grave. And if they do, like I said, they'll have paperwork on this dude and be like, oh, this dude's a snitch. And then they'll run up on him, and then, you know, some of them won't, but the ones that do, I give them at least a little credit. You at least willing to get out there and get it with this fool. But at the end of the day, it's like, if you cross paths with a snitch and you really about that business, you didn't give him the business, your ass is probably going back to jail, because you didn't try to destroy him. And that's how it should be, or just keep your mouth shut. That's how I see it. If I say fuck a PC and I run across him, I'm gonna get mine regardless. And it ain't about being tough. It's just because I live by a certain standard, I'm gonna get mine. And to the point where I'm just old and I'm no longer able, and it ain't no more fighting. You know what I mean? Like I said, I say all this to say this. When I say fighting, it can go anywhere. We'll just say fighting, you know what I mean? Because I know a lot of pigs be on channels and shit, you know what I mean? No disrespect to you, but you do your thing, I do mine. But yeah, that's all I really want to say on that, you know what I mean? For the people that be asking me to collab with these cats, it's not happening. I don't fuck with cats that's like that, you know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to talk on certain subjects and to give your opinion. Like, I gave an opinion on Pooh Shiesty, and it was all over the place, but it was just my opinion. I didn't want to go into too much detail. It's not about slandering him. It's just to point out the fact that he said he was about this and he did this. You can't be a hard-ass gangster and then, you know, on the streets you're a cold killer and then you get busted, and the first thing you do is check in, or you want to play the crazy role, and you ain't even went to your preliminary hearing yet. You know what I mean? It's like, it's one of those. It's like if... And then you have these other channels that get into it, like, oh, he had a gun in the club and he did this and he upped it. You see it right there. And they'll point out shit. But these fools are supposedly gangsters. You know what I mean? That's why I said it's easy to be a blood or a crip now. You know what I mean? And right out and the trip is LA and a lot of the places, i.e. that shit, they thumping right now. It's going up. You know what I mean? They'll make you earn them stripes. But you know, you got these other spots. Some of them ain't living up to that. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I got family out of state that's rules and bloods. I got family out of states that are hoovers too. So they gonna earn theirs. But then you got these cats that slip through the crack and just maybe had, you know, a few of their homeboys having their back. But for the most part, I don't care how much work you put in. If you get on the internet and start snitching on shit, or you start pointing out shit that could possibly get somebody indicted, you're basically a PC and a snitch yourself. It ain't no running phase with PCs. Let me just make that clear. Stop getting on here like, oh, run this head up, run this. You can't run no fucking heads up with a PC. That makes you the same as him, dog. If you run up on a fool on the street, you ain't got nothing. It's different. You try to give him what you can. That's like in prison. If I can't get him with no heat, I'm put them boots on them. That's a weapon. That's why they give you charges if they see you kick a motherfucker in his head. But all these cats like readily out there willing to, oh yeah, let me spar with this fool. There's no sparring with a PC and a snitch. He put somebody in jail possibly for the rest of their life. Even if he didn't, he got somebody incarcerated because he chose to run his mouth. Whether he PC'd up in prison and snitched on the program, whether he on the street saw something and snitched, or he one of these fucking blogging ass channels that instead of just giving the story after everything is already done and convictions or whatever, or beat the case, motherfuckers go into details and be the one to get cats indicted because they want to point out all the shit that a cops possibly, a street person gonna know all the little details, because it's like you did crimes, you try to get away with it, so you're able to see certain things, like walking in a market and you know a gangster. I don't care if you're in a 3-piece suit, you know a gangster because it's a vibe he gives off. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so yeah, I'm not collabing with no other channels. And if it is, it's gonna be one that's maybe a little bit more positive than my channel, or maybe it's a homie, or you know, it could be Damu, it could be Crip, as long as, you know what I mean, like our content kind of, you know, is the same. You know, even a step outside the box. Maybe it's about music, maybe it's visiting somebody's projects and, you know, and talking to them about how their life might have been. That I can do that. But collabing with these gossip ass channels that just really, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of shit that I get on here and it's basically like almost gossip, but it ain't giving up no details on shit. Motherfuckers not getting indicted off my shit, not going to jail on my shit, and I don't use names on this bitch. You know what I mean? Because that's just how it should be. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. You know what I mean? Hopefully everybody enjoy your day. I got other videos where I'm all over but I'm gonna get more back to what I usually do, and that's just being Za. But like I said, July 10th is going up. Temple City, we there. Hopefully we'll get, you know, all the FMOs will be there, so we'll get that live. Maybe we'll do it live. Maybe we'll, you know, you'll get the video or when the video come out. I got a few songs, one with K2K, got one with another one with Purple Demon and Risky Rich. Just brought him over to the FMO fam, so you know what I mean. Be looking out for that too. That FMO, we're about to start taking shit. But yeah. With that being said, man, hopefully everybody is coming to the event. You enjoy and be respectful, because there will be some family members there. So with that being said, man, I'm not collabing with nobody that's trash, and anybody that talks like they're trash. I ain't fucking with them. Ain't no running heads up with snitches or PCs or anybody that did anything like that. Hard candy all day. And if you ain't willing to give them hard candy, shut your bitch ass up. That's all I'm gonna say, and I'm out.
Kneel before Zod!